Oh, good morning, Madam Mayor. Or can I call you Michelle?
Hey, call me Michelle.
Certainly. Well, great to be here with you. It's really exciting what you're doing with the mayoral ball coming up.
Thank you, yeah.
And I guess the motive behind the ball is what connected our office to joining in and hopefully becoming a valued event partner. Love to hear more about the whole process and what we're hoping to achieve.
First of all, thank you. Thank you for getting involved.
Pleasure.
This could not happen without the locals, without community. I look at this is a community initiative. This is our community's legacy to potentially saving lives of young people in our city. The stats are out, it's 1 in 4 that are affected by mental health. And to have just such amazing openness and positivity of businesses like yourself come and get on board on this amazing project is it's humbling. I did not envisage such enthusiasm, such leadership in the community as I've seen with people being so positive, writing to me, phoning, getting in contact.
We got together and had a breakfast and a coffee and chat about what we could all do together.
Yeah, and it has just all, it's happening organically in such a positive, every day there's something positive coming to this, and I so want this to be a positive experience.
I'm sure it will be. It's a disco theme.
True. Yeah, it's a really serious issue. It is a serious issue where there are lives involved in this. There are future lives involved in this, and I think to be proactive and look at it as something positive that we're doing.
Absolutely.
We're being proactive, not reactive. Knowing that this is a real issue, I think, is a really great thing for our city, and to have the city get involved, no matter how big or how small that involvement is.
Doncaster Secondary College, was it? Or
East Doncaster
I
Secondary
saw
College.
They were fantastic with their fundraising efforts.
Yeah, their fundraising efforts. They've put together a video, and that's just, I just cried, when I saw it, because I just think they spoke truth. Yeah. There is a need. They know there's a need, and the schools are doing all that they can. Sporting clubs are doing great things and all that they can. So this is just something that's going to support all that. We're all working together for the same outcome.
Yeah.
And that outcome is giving our youth every opportunity in life to achieve.
Absolutely.
And to get out of the darkness that they may find themselves in. And I think we'd be lying if we're sitting here and saying we haven't had our dark days, that we haven't had times where someone very close to us has been affected, and you don't know how to help them. You don't know how to support them. In some cultures, you don't talk about it.
It's almost a faux pas.
Yeah. But I think even through all that we're doing and you're doing in bringing this alive, I think we're changing the
social acceptance of conversation, hopefully.
We're changing the social acceptance, absolutely, because it's saying it's okay. We all find it hard navigating through life.
Yeah.
But there's a place for you to go, a place that's so local for you.
And that's the beauty of bringing Headspace here to make it accessible, to particularly the teenagers of the area.
Yeah, absolutely. And it takes partnerships, and that's so important. In local government, we're the closest to the people. The landscape is changing with regards to the expectation.
Social media influences.
Social media. So to have partners, Access Health and Community have been part of that, YMCA Youth, just all coming together, and we're together. It's no like, I want to do this, I want to do that. It's all about how can we get involved? How can we bring a positive outcome? And that's including the businesses of Manningham that are coming involved. That's including the community groups that are saying, putting up their hand and saying, how can we help? And I love that.
Well, it's been, from what I can see, an absolutely great response, because I think everybody you've touched base with have said, how can I help somehow? you know, whether it be Fish and Burger, other sponsors, or MA Legal, other sponsors, they're all, the moment they hear about it, you know, I think it gives you a sense of pride to know that you're possibly contributing to some form of legacy for the area.
Yeah.
And yes, you know, it's always a bit of fun to have a crescendo being the ball.
Yeah.
But hopefully over the next 3 or 4 months, the message can get out there so that those that are affected can look for help and know that there is help coming to the area as well on a more local level. I
think it truly is a legacy.
Yeah.
You know, we're doing a great thing in this city, and I think we Manningham residents, oh man, I get all emotional. We should be proud of what we're doing.
Well, it's a great city, and we just want to make it even better, I guess.
Absolutely. Yeah. And there's no borders when it comes to things like this. And I think I've really come to understand that even through having Headspace in Manningham, we're ultimately also helping other youth in other municipalities.
Bringing them in.
Well, as we take the load off the Hawthorn Headspace and have one here, that means they've got a waiting.
Oh, so the wait time will drop.
The waiting time, it's got to drop.
Fantastic,
because there's now, it's almost like a doubling of services, because it's not tokenistic to just have Headspace here.
It
needs to be an amazing program of access.
Yep, and facility, I guess.
And facility for the youth to come, for education to come about, support, whatever's needed.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you know, it's pretty amazing, and I don't think the success of this would come about without the amazing community support and positiveness.
How could people get involved? I mean, it's, you know, we're honoured because being obviously involved firsthand and being given that opportunity, but I'm sure that there would be hundreds, possibly thousands of other people out there that would say to themselves, you know, I wish there'd be something little I can do. It's not about whether it's $1 donation or a $100,000 donation. It's just about being involved or having some sort of input. So what would be the best way for people to get involved?
There's a couple of things. It's wonderful. The Kiwanis have come together with the raffle, the Mirror Ball raffle. So $2 of every ticket.
Everybody can afford $2. So
that's right.
Yeah.
And I've had people even give me $2 before those raffle tickets were on sale, saying, there's my $2 just to put in as a donation. And it doesn't matter how small or how little. We're all contributing, we're all putting that seed in.
That's right.
And the harvest will grow of prosperity to bring great results for our youth. And you know, that's incredible. There's the ball.
Of course.
You can only fit in a couple of hundred people to a disco ball.
350, 380?
350, I'm trying to squeeze it in.
We'll just squeeze 12 per table instead of 10. No shot, no elbow room.
That's right. And that's going to be an amazingly fantastic, great event.
Almost the crescendo to the 3-month process.
That's absolutely right. And then you've got little initiatives, you know, groups setting up and doing little fundraisers to get involved. And the importance of that is that it means that someone who's perhaps struggling that wouldn't organise something, they're watching people get excited to raise money for a great thing that perhaps they actually have been thinking about going to.
It spreads the message a little bit further than just 4 walls of a ball. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And it gets the community feeling that they're part of it. So to me, that's really important. And I love the fact that the raffle will be drawn at the ball, 10:30, and I'll be calling those people and saying, come down.
Get down in your PJs.
Come in your PJs and join in. So that is just fantastic. People can donate if they can't come to the ball, and people have been doing that. It's tax deductible, which is, you know, that's a bonus, but it's not what people do it for. So I think to get involved, you know, really, really importantly is talk about, if you've heard or seen this video, if you've read about it in the Manningham Matters, share it, talk about it, and talk about it positively. And
maybe even open up the conversation separate to the raising of funds, that it might raise a conversation where a parent or a cousin or an older mentor might think, have a look around you, who are these younger guys and girls that I am associated with? Would there be a reason for me to just say, hey, how you going? You know?
Absolutely.
You know, do you know what Manningham City Council are doing? You know what Michelle, the Mayor's doing? We're putting together a great deal of support so that the youth of the area have support. It might get people talking before we even open up the facility early next year. And it's about getting people talking now, I'd imagine.
Absolutely,
Not waiting till it's here and
correct. Yeah.
January, February, March, April. And
That's right.
That's when we can start having a conversation. It's chatting now.
Yeah. And it's really interesting, the stories that are coming out of the woodwork, incredible stories. So one girl, young girl told her friend she needed some help, so they decided that they'd go to Headspace, but they wagged school.
Yep.
So they're on their way wagging, and the mum of the girl drives past, sees her daughter. What's going on? Turns around. What are you doing?
We've all been busted doing that. But at least they were doing
Have
something.
you?
Oh, maybe not myself, being an angel that I am. But at least they're doing something for a real reason.
Yeah. But and so the daughter confessed to her mother, and the mother was devastated in one sense, but sort of relieved in another sense. And so she called up work, said emergency, and said to the girls, get in the car. Let's go together.
And took them down.
And took them to Hawthorn Headspace.
Yep.
So that really highlights,
Were they Manningham residents themselves?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. This is a local telling me telling me their story, and I just was like, well, that's incredible. And those stories are coming fast and thick. Even one of the teachers, wellbeing teachers, telling me that he just found out one of the students could not even get closer than 10 metres to their office.
Okay.
Because of the thought, I'm wasting their time, then I have to face them tomorrow, So it's sometimes very hard because they think, then I have to look at you after I've told you everything.
Barrier at school,
so,
and peer pressure.
They really pondered and struggled with getting that far.
Yep.
They ended up going then to Headspace because they prefer to just
have something outside of their school environment.
And that's one story, but they're doing great work in the school. Absolutely,
no doubt.
great work. But it's them sharing. It's a great support to know that it's going to be closer. The access.
Mental illness, not one size fits all.
No,
so
absolutely.
you want to have as many facilities and options available, especially to the youth.
And I think it's something to consider. I got told this amazing story many years ago, and I've never forgotten it. And it was about a young girl who was given a box from her teacher, and she was homeschooled. And the note said, "You can't open it for a year." And the girl was so excited, put it there, and a year went past, and so to the day she opened the box, and there was this nail, and it was all rusted, completely rusted. And the note said, "A year ago, I put this beautiful nail in there with a speck of rust.
Okay.
And now I'm sure that it's covered. You don't see the beauty that lays beyond the rust."
Yes.
And the lesson to be learned was, that rust, get rid of the rust because it can overtake you.
It can only grow, yep.
And I look and reflect on one of the major reasons that this sits very heavy on my heart, in knowing that people end their lives every day. Too many lives end every day, and for many of them, it's because there was rust in those ages between 12 and 25
Yep.
that were never dealt with.
Had it been addressed then, perhaps it would have been an alternative outcome.
Yeah, and the rust grows, and as circumstances, as environment, as pressures, the rust grows and overtakes. And it overtakes those lives, and that's happening every day. So,
very good analogy. Yeah.
And that's very real to me. I've seen it, and I see the devastation.
Yeah.
And it's not worth it. But if we can save one life,
it's all worthwhile.
It's all worthwhile.
I guess back in
for
with
a
that
whole
rust
community.
early on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if that can be the lesson for young people to understand, and it's never too late to clean the rust.
Absolutely.
But the bigger the rust gets, the harder it is. And so every tool made available through schools, through sporting clubs, through family, friends, all of the same thing, saying you are supported no matter what the problem is, no matter where you are, doesn't matter how small or how big that rust is getting, there is support for
There's
you.
a solution somewhere down the track.
And if we can clean it all off, that's great.
Yeah, it's a very good analogy.
And to me, that's very powerful. So I think in everything that we do, I'm a happy person. I'm a glass half full.
Always up and first on the dance floor, I guess.
That's it. So the proactiveness of something great and joyful and exciting and vibrant, with colour, with pizzazz, that makes people smile and laugh and enjoy being part of an amazing project.
That's fantastic. It really is. And just to see, obviously we've a couple of encounters now with different members of the community, and you see a change in expression on their faces when they stop and think. And it's something that, as business operators in the area, I guess we're all guilty of it. We all get caught up in our day-to-day. But when you stop and think about, there's got to be a lot more out there that we can be doing, and whether that's 10 minutes of your day asking somebody how they're doing, or whether that's donating a couple of dollars or a bit of your time. It really isn't that much to ask of people.
No.
And everybody can find 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
One way or another, just get up 10 minutes earlier or go to bed 10 minutes later, in my case.
True. Thank you so much.
No, pleasure's mine.
Thank you for being part of this project.
We're honoured to be involved.
I think it's great. There's nothing more that I can say than it's great.
Let's make a great 3-month, campaign of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the crescendo being, of course, the ball on the 9. What date is it? That's bad. Take 2. Well, it's in my calendar.
13th.
13th. I was going to say 9. It's October. I was going to say 19th of October. I think I've got something on every Friday night in October, so it's just in my calendar. But no, I'm sure it'll be a great night. I already know of myself at least 30 or 40 people that have mentioned that they're coming. Obviously, different people booking different tables, it'll be bringing together a great network of locals and those that are external to Manningham that all support a communal cause and have a laugh, a dance, a drink, and a bite to eat, but also hopefully raise. Do we have a target that we're going to mention, or we're not going to mention dollar amounts?
I have my targets. It keeps moving.
Just keeps moving in a northerly direction. Oh, that's a good target to have.
It does.
Yeah.
And I think that's just generated by just the great support and the phone calls that I'm getting. I'm just thinking, wow.
Maybe we can do better than that.
Yes, yeah. And every cent of that is going to Headspace here in Manningham.
To set it up here in Manningham.
To set it up.
Yeah.
Doesn't go anywhere else.
Yeah. I think that's the important message too. People
and
realise
that is something that I'm very, very driven by. Yeah. It must go in Manningham.
Yeah, because I guess the way it works, if I understand correctly, is so long as we can get it off the ground, it then defaults to federal funding as part of a package under the...
Yeah, this is part of seed funding.
Yep.
So we get it here with great service and supporting it for the first 12 months.
Yep.
And then after that, the case study will show the need.
Yes.
So because it's done with the Headspace Hawthorn office, when they go seek their funding round, it's seen as one office and it's done per site seen. So
okay, so effectively the exposure that they're giving the community as far as support's concerned, that's how the funding's generated.
And because we sit in that catchment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess Doncaster, Manningham residents, we want to be our own. We don't want to be having to be put under the wing of Hawthorn or anyone for that matter.
If you think, how do you get to Hawthorn from here?
For youths with public transport, that wouldn't be an easy task.
No, not at all.
We could certainly do with rail if anybody wants to bring it along. But like you said, somebody I guess wagged. It would have taken them half a day to get to Hawthorn if they're from Templestowe, Warrandyte. There'd be 3 bus trips and.
Absolutely. No, it's not that easy.
No, it wouldn't be.
And many youth that go to Headspace, their first contact is without their parents knowing.
Oh, naturally, I can imagine that would be
it's
quite common for a teenager in particular.
Though the parents do get involved and the youth are explained why the benefit of that and
but their initial ask for help.
But their initial ask for help, is by themselves.
Yep.
So how do they get there?
Yeah.
So this is much closer, much central. Doncaster, our bus, routes.
It's a central location.
It's a central location. It's close.
Well, imagine if you're in Eltham. Even I appreciate that's outside of Manningham, but trying to get across to the likes of Hawthorn, we probably as Manningham were supporting other municipalities around us by bringing people into a central hub being Manningham.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I can only say that as you know, as a local resident my entire life, and as Noel Jones, only across the road here, of course, we're very proud to be an event partner and be involved and help out in any way we possibly can. And hopefully, we can all have a great night together, but also raise the funds that are needed to bring Headspace to the City of Manningham.
Thank you.